A quiet Swedish city becomes the center of global attention. Standing side by side, the Prime Minister of Sweden and the President of Ukraine make an announcement that could reshape Europe's skies and redefine modern warfare. What they reveal isn't just a deal, it's a turning point in the balance of power across the continent. A partnership forged in war, a deal that could arm Ukraine with one of Europe's most advanced fighter jets, the Swedish Gripen. And a signal to the world that the balance of air power in Europe is about to change. For years, Sweden stood neutral, but now neutrality is over, and history is being rewritten in the skies. This is how a small Nordic nation is giving Ukraine the power to fight back. Late October 2025, in the southern Swedish city of Linköping, an extraordinary announcement is made. The Swedish Prime Minister and the Ukrainian President stand side by side in front of a Swedish-made fighter jet. What they reveal could reshape the skies of Europe and the future of a war-torn nation. Sweden has signed a letter of intent to export up to 150 Gripen fighter jets to Ukraine. This moment signals far more than a military transaction. It marks a shift in Europe's strategic posture, defense industry cooperation, and Ukraine's journey to rebuild its air force. When Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, the scale, duration, and intensity of the conflict shocked the world. Ukraine's armed forces found themselves fighting not only on land, but in the air, against drones, missiles, and an adversary with decades of experience. Ukraine's air defense and air force capabilities became a critical vulnerability, and modernizing them became a top priority. Western-made aircraft and systems began to arrive, American F-16s, French Mirages, and other platforms. But Ukraine needed a long-term solution, an aircraft that could operate in war conditions, from damaged runways, with minimal maintenance and fast turnaround. Meanwhile, Sweden, once neutral and now a proud NATO member, was ready. Its defense industry, led by Saab, had spent years developing an aircraft built precisely for those challenges. That aircraft is the Swedish-made JAS-39 Gripen, a single-engine, multi-role fighter jet known for its agility, cost-effectiveness, and resilience. The Gripen can perform air-to-air few fighters in the world can match. Since its debut, nearly 280 Gripens have been produced, serving countries like South Africa, F-7s are aging rapidly, and modern Western fighters are essential to rebuilding its air power. The Gripen offers something the F-16 does not: ruggedness, simplicity, and the ability to survive in the harsh conditions of an active war zone. Ukraine's vision is not just to survive the current conflict, but to prepare for a long-term future in which its air force is fully integrated with Western systems, training, and logistics. The Gripen deal reflects that vision, a step towards a post-war defense structure aligned with Europe and NATO. Still, challenges remain. The letter of intent is only the beginning. Financing such a massive purchase, possibly worth billions of dollars, will require creative solutions. Some in Sweden have suggested that frozen Russian assets held by Western nations could be used to fund part of the deal, but no final decision has been made. Production capacity is another hurdle. Saab currently builds Gripens at a moderate pace, supplying Sweden and Brazil. Scaling up to deliver over 100 new fighters will demand expanded facilities and manpower. Delivery of the first aircraft could take up to 3 years. Training and logistics also pose a challenge. Operating a modern Western fighter requires not just pilots, but maintenance crews, supply chains, spare parts, and advanced coordination with air defense networks. Ukraine is already integrating F-16s. Adding Gripens will require parallel training and support infrastructure. And then there's the question of political approval. While Sweden's government has endorsed the plan, the export of advanced weapon systems to an active war zone involves regulatory reviews, NATO coordination, and potential resistance from other stakeholders. But despite these challenges, the symbolism and momentum of the deal are undeniable. This is more than a weapons transfer, it's a message. A message to Russia that Europe's unity is deepening. A message to NATO that Sweden is stepping up as a key defense supplier. And a message to Ukraine that it is not alone. If completed, this would be the largest defense export in Sweden's history and one of Europe's biggest arms. As the first Gripen E jets roll off Saab's production lines and take to the skies over Europe, they won't just represent a new phase of warfare, they'll stand as a testament to what partnership, innovation, and courage can achieve in the face of adversity. Sweden's Gripen fighter jets may soon soar over Ukrainian skies, carrying with them not just weapons and technology, but a powerful message of unity, resilience, and hope. For more updates on global defense, diplomacy, and world affairs, stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.